All right, so our last lesson on perimeter and area on Friday today. Let's take a look. Again, I'm just going to go over the basics, the first practice, because the second practice is just like it. It's just it's going to have scenarios in it, so I think you'll be fine. Just a reminder what area and perimeter are. Perimeter goes around the outside. Area fills the inside space. Square units are my areas, and my units are my unit squares. They are what compose the area. So let's take a look, dive right in. So what we're doing is we're combining all of the lessons from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're combining them together, which hopefully with this progression, it's going to make it pretty easy. But let's take a look. So today it says solve a problem involving the area and perimeter of a rectangle. So number one says the perimeter of a rectangle is 10 inches. So I know I'm starting with the formula for perimeter. L plus W plus L plus W. All right. It says the length of the rectangle is 3 inches. Now, it doesn't ask me what is the width, what is the missing width. It asks me what is the area. So I've got to solve for area. But I'm missing a side. So what I have to do is I have to take my perimeter, what I know. I have to take what I know and find that missing side and then find my area. So we're taking what we did yesterday and putting it all together and on Wednesday. So let's plug in what we know. P is 10. My length, it says, is 3. And I don't know my W, so it's going to stay a W. So just like yesterday's lesson, the only thing that I can do right now with my rectangle, with my perimeter, aside from knowing that perimeter is 10 inches, so all the way around is 10 inches, this side is 3, this side is 3. So let's think about what is taken up, what I can't use for my other two sides. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So I get 6 plus W plus W. All right. So I have 6 taken up so far. Well, how much is left for both sides? Let's see. 10 minus 6 is 4. Well, 4 is left, but I've got to divide 4 between my two W's right here. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that means this width is 2, this width is 2. So W equals to 2. But here's the thing. Yesterday, that would have been my answer. Today, it's not. Today, I've got to take my width that I just figured out. I've got to take my length that my problem told me, and I've got to use it to find the area. So A equals L times W. I don't know the area because it says what is the area. I know that my length is 3. I know that my width, I now know that my width is 2. So my area is going to be 3 times 2 inches. So it's going to be 6 square inches. So we're just basically putting it all together. All right, let's look at another example. The perimeter of a rectangle is 28 inches. The length of the rectangle is 7 inches. What is the area? Sorry, it cut it off. That's supposed to be area. What is the area of the rectangle? So again, my problem starts me out with knowing what perimeter is. Perimeter equals L plus W plus L plus W. My perimeter is 28. My length is 7. And I don't know the width because it tells me, hey, your length is 7 inches. And then it goes, what's the area? So it totally skips over this width. So they're trying to trick us. We got to solve for what this W is. So I have my rectangle. I have one side and one side. So far I have 14 inches that's taken up. And then I have these two sides left. Well, let's see what's left from 28 to divide to my, to give out to my W's. So I have 14 left. So I've got to take 14, but I got to split it between these two w's. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I get w equals to 7. Which, again, yesterday would have been my answer, but this one today doesn't want to know the width, it wants to know the area. So let's solve for area. A equals L times W. A equals L, which is 7 from up here. My W is also 7 because I figured that out. Whoops, why'd I put the W? I need a 7. So my area is 7 inches times 7 inches, which gives me 49 square inches. So that would be my answer. All right, let's take a look at what happens whenever they give you the area. The area of a rectangle is 15 square feet. So I'm starting with my area. I know what area is, so let's start with that formula. The rectangle is 5 feet long. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? So let's plug in what we know. We know area is 15. We know the length is 5, but we don't know our width. Now keep in mind, that's not going to be my answer. My answer is going to be the perimeter. But I still got to solve for this before I can find the perimeter. Because right now, if I were to fill out that formula for perimeter, all I would be able to fill in is, I don't know P. The only thing that it tells me about perimeter is that my length is 5 feet long, and that's it. So I've got to figure out what my W is before I can solve for perimeter. So going back over here with what I plugged in, I can plainly see that my W has to equal to 3 because 3 times 5 is 15. So I'm going to take that W and plug it in because I was missing that from earlier. That's why I couldn't just go ahead and solve for perimeter. So P equals to 8 plus 8. So my perimeter is going to be 16 feet. Remember, we don't use square because the only thing that gets the square is that 8. So that is my answer there. All right, last one that we will look at. The area of a rectangle is 12 square centimeters. The rectangle is 4 centimeters long. What is the perimeter of a rectangle? It starts with area, so let's start with our formula for area. It tells me that area is 12 square centimeters. It tells me that length is 4 centimeters. And I don't know the width. It jumps right to what is the perimeter. So I've got to solve for perimeter. But again, the problem is I don't know my perimeter. I know my length, but I still don't know my width. Oops, I forgot my plus sign right there. So I've got to fill in my width.
All right, y'all still here. All right, well, this is going on, but I'm heading back there.
All right, so let's come back over here. Whenever I write out this formula, I can see that W has to be 3. 4 times 3 is 12. That's not my answer for this one, though. I take my 3 and I plug it in over here. And I get that. Whoops, I thought I was erasing. 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 3 over here is 7. So my perimeter is 14 centimeters and no square because area is the only thing that gets the square. All right, well, I hope this has helped. I hope that how these lessons have been broken up has really made this skill easy. Whenever we come back from spring break, we're going to have questions from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all mixed in together. And the trick to keep from being confused is to write out your formulas and read the question. Read the question well, okay? Have a great spring break. Stay safe. I miss you guys. See y'all March the 22nd.